Before I get into how to nerf Janna, I just want to note that there's a question of if she actually needs a nerf. She's not really meta in pro play, but she's always strong in solo queue, and it is very easy to win on her, which some people might see as a reason to nerf her. Personally, I don't know if she should be nerfed in general, but I would really like to see this specific nerf. So right now, shield's duration is 5 seconds at all levels. And I think it should start at 3 seconds and gain a half second per level. So it would be the same thing by level 9. The only difference would be early in lane, shield doesn't last as long. And okay, so first let's look at the numbers. So like shield has a 10-second cooldown level 1. And with 5% CDR from masteries and 5% from the yellow item, it has a 9-second cooldown. So that means like if you use shield, it has 5 seconds of uptime on someone, then it's down for 4 seconds. And I think this is a problem because of how Janna trades in lane. So in trades with Janna, you want to play around shield. Shielding too late is bad for Janna because they take damage, and shielding too early is bad because it wastes shield. So the ideal shield is while the projectile is in the air or guaranteed to be used. Or at least that's how it should be, but the problem is since shield has such a long duration, you don't actually get punished much for using it too early. Like think about it, you could randomly shield like for no reason at all, and your AD carry has 5 seconds to abuse it, whereas like they only have 4 seconds to punish you and trade back. So like even though you're not making any effort to play optimally, you're not really getting punished very much for it. But if the shield only lasted 3 seconds and then you wasted it, the time you have pressure in lane would be way shorter, and the time for them to trade back with you is much longer. And so what this would do is it would highlight when Janna makes a mistake and make it much more punishable. And that makes the lane much more interactive because it becomes much more of a game of playing around the shield compared to right now when Janna can just AFK and press E occasionally for no particular reason. And like even though that isn't optimal, it works, well enough so that it's not obvious it shouldn't be used that way. And I'm not trying to say that this like suboptimal way of playing, of just not playing trades correctly in lane, like that it's as good as playing correctly now, but there isn't a big enough difference separating just like AFK, pressing E on the AD carry and waiting, like actually just like waiting for a trade that it's worth using to shield. And I think the latter is much more of like an interactive trading pattern, so it's a lot healthier because it gives Janna's opponents a window to punish the Janna for making a mistake, which I feel like is something frustrating about playing against Janna right now. She's like a very forgiving champion, so you can waste a shield, but it's okay because they only have a 4-second window to punish it anyways. And it would even be better for the Janna player because it would force them to like learn how to trade right, and so like in the long run they would get better at shielding properly in lane. And full disclosure, like I have over 1,000 games of practice on Janna and play on single-digit ping, so like obviously it's easy for me to say just shield reactively, but it might be easier said than done. But I think if you do want something for Janna that separates good play from bad play, this is how to do it. And making the shield duration 3 seconds at level 1 would just make the lane a lot more interactive and make wasting shield a lot more punishable.